Well, week one, we were introduced to the absolute wrecking ball at featherweight that is Joanderson Brito. He's on a 10-fight win streak. He has 7 first-round finishes. And although his fight on the Contender Series ended in kind of a strange way with a technical unanimous decision, his performance was so strong that Dana White had to have him in the UFC. Now he draws a very tough first assignment. It'll be here January 15th, right at the UFC Apex, and it'll be taking on Bill Algeo. Bill Algeo, a former Contender Series alum as well, is an absolute dog in a fight. He's won Fight of the Night awards. He's a guy that will push the pace bell to bell. This clash is going to be absolutely fantastic, but let's take a look at how Joanderson Brito won himself a UFC contract.
Two incredibly talented Brazilians.
There you go.
Not waiting long. Big takedown.
My goodness.
Right out the gate, but listen, Diego Lopes, can't imagine he's overly disappointed about being here. He is
nice.
Nasty off of his back. So although, Brito in a dominant position, Lopes certainly knows what to do here, and he's going to go to work looking for arm bars, triangles, all of the submissions that you can get from bottom guard.
And I think it's a smart move from Brito to put Lopes on the ground in this position, though, where his back and head are up against the fence, because somebody like Lopes, who can roll for your legs, who can roll for arm bars and triangles so well, you don't want him out in the open. A lot of guys you want out in the open so you can work and they can't get back up. But he'd rather him have a chance of getting back to his feet, start landing big shots, keep himself safe, because there's less of a submission threat up against the fence.
Yeah, Lopes is not going to be able to swivel his hips where he was before. He's got a little bit more opportunity now that they've gone away from the fence. So this is a chance for him to start looking for. He looks like he might be fishing for a Kimura grip there. I can't quite see, but certainly very offensive off his back is Lopes.
You mentioned it before the fight. Lopes started training in jiu-jitsu at 5, competing at 7. Was a purple belt by 16.
He has an uncle who is a coral belt. That's crazy. That means you are 30 years as an active black belt.
My goodness.
So it's in his blood.
I'll never have that.
No.
Brito landed a couple of shots to the body there from the top position.
And you see the face of Lopes really trying to get some separation here or work for something, but Brito really putting a squeeze on him here, not letting him move too much, holding on to those hips.
This is a smart game plan, potentially, drain the gas tank a bit of Lopes as well and use that aggression at the beginning of the second round, but it always goes back to...
Now he's rolling. Now he's rolling.
He's looking for a potential armbar. He's trying to get underneath the head with his left hand.
I can't really see where that elbow is. Did he just try to stomp on his face with his knee?
Watch that knee.
He did.
Them's not the rules here, man.
You could set it there firmly.
Yeah,
but
maybe on their neck. I don't know if you can knee downwards.
You can put it on their face. You just have to set it there.
Yeah, Tyone.
Set it and forget it, right?
Right on top of these guys.
Lopes has 5 wins by armbar, so I'm kind of just holding my breath, guys.
Yeah, you see him trying to extend that arm. He's trying to pull down that hand. That's getting closer. Again, we can't really see where Brito's elbow is in position to this, but he doesn't seem too happy about it.
On it.
He's really trying to jam Lopes. There he is, putting the knee on the face. That he's allowed to do.
Get off the cage.
It's going to be very hard for him to extend.
They're going to pull them apart if Lopes doesn't get his feet out of the cage, unfortunately. I know that's just an instinct.
Yeah.
So if you're Lopes, why don't you just keep your feet on the cage?
Well, he's almost got a submission here. I mean, he's close here. He's extending his hips. This is getting very, very tight. The
That's
elbow
pretty tight.
is in.
It's definitely in, you're right, but it's starting to slip out maybe there.
Yeah.
He got out.
Oh! I thought he tapped for a second. Just because of how people react.
Lands a couple on the way out to Brito.
There you go.
Now both fighters back to their feet. Big right
counter right hook there. He's on the neck. Lets it go.
Couple of straight lefts from Lopes.
Lopes is landing these jabs. Nice calf kick though there from Brito, yeah. Oh,
the
man!
Big.
Nice jab there from Brito.
When Brito throws these straighter punches, he's landing.
Yes, he needs to stick to that. And it just broke all his toes.
Yeah, that landed right on the shin.
Big pressure from Brito in this first round.
Everything he does is big. Everything he does is big. Doing a nice job of using his head here as a weapon. Looks to pull Lopes off the cage.
You can tell he's really trying to bully Lopes in this first round.
Oh, looking for a spinning elbow.
Time.
What an active first round for those two fighters. You can see everything that we were talking about beforehand.
Well, it's the aggression of Brito. It's what Paul was talking about coming into this fight. I mean, immediately right off the bell, he looks like he throws a flying knee and then transitions right in this beautiful double leg. And then as soon as he gets there, it's just landing nasty elbows and ground and pound. But Lopes' game, throwing that counter left hook. Brito cracks back. I mean, this was such a fun round. This is the type of fight we want to see.
Okay, cuando hay un golpe fuerte. Voltean a ver cuántos dedos tenemos aquí. Ready? Here we go. Second round. Fight.
Action-packed first round. Let's see what the second has in store.
Power jab by Brito there, letting him know we're back in this.
Joanderson, fingers.
Yeah, I was just going to say, Brito's got to be careful with those fingers extending out.
Stop.
There he goes
Time.
again.
Right over here. Right over here. Fingers.
That's the last warning that he's going to give him.
Up or closed. Okay? Okay. Right over here. Okay. Time in. Fight.
Almost feel like we might have missed an eye poke there in the...
No, there was no poke. Maybe in the first.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Which is why maybe he was talking about the guy in the corner.
4:20 left here.
Nice body shot.
Oh, the takedown.
Oh my goodness.
But he has the neck.
Oh, that's tight. Can he pop his head out? Eyes panicking. He's gonna roll over the mount. Oh, he passed. Nice job. 3-2.
That's
Man, that was tight.
Huge moral victory as well. I mean, not only the victory of not getting submitted, but to be able to defend a submission against a guy who is credentialed as Lopes, that's huge.
2 now, with the armbar and the guillotine.
That's true.
That's a great point. Moral victory for a guy that has 11 submissions in his career. Lopes, such a massive submission threat.
And on the opposite side, that's frustrating for Lopes, who's thinking, okay, I'm getting cracked on the feet. I'm getting taken down. Oh my goodness.
That sounded horrible.
I don't know where that landed fully, but I mean, Lopes seems okay somehow. Sounded like it broke a board with that elbow.
Oh, those are hard shots.
Round and
My goodness, he's starting to really tee off here. Oh, my. This is trouble.
A heel hook potentially.
He's been able to fight out of these, but nice transition to stay on top. He's looking for the neck again.
He's got an anaconda potentially cinched up.
He's trying to roll through. I don't know, that looks pretty tight from that position.
Tight.
That looks very tight.
He let it go because Brito was starting to push on the elbow. Man, he's strong for featherweight. He's strong. You see why he gasses at the end of every fight. Not saying during the fight, but when it's all said and done, he doesn't even want to get up because he puts it all out.
Joanderson Brito has not lost a fight since December of 2015.
Watch your fingers in the eyes. Be careful.
Again, working from top position, Lopes on his back. Brito's found himself in this spot much of the fight.
Sure, Lopes is thinking, oh my goodness, at this point.
Heavy left.
What do I have to do to get this guy out of here? I mean, these submissions for him in the past pretty much work every time he throws them. So you start considering things in there. you start looking at things differently. Like, man, this guy's defending everything I'm throwing at him.
He's got the shoulder now, potentially that straight arm lock from the bottom, but no, I don't see that happening.
Extended.
There's no room either, right?
Keep your fingers out of the eyes, please.
I don't know if that's a good sign that he's grapevining the legs either in this position.
It doesn't do anything
It's
for
not
you
doing
here, right? It
anything.
just holds your opponent on top of you.
He's rolling again, but again, Brito doing a really good job just smashing him into this fence so that he can't roll his hips and get proper position for any kind of submissions off his back.
Trying to work those elbows there, just grinding him into his face. Check out the control time for Brito, over 7 minutes.
My goodness. I don't know if we
Big
just
one.
have incredible microphones, cage side, but I got to give credit to Lopez's face for not splitting open yet, because these shots are powerful.
He's been eating some heavy ones.
At this point for Lopez, I mean, even though you're the BJJ specialist, you got to be starting to look to get up, right? Look, again, find your butterfly. Or here, he's looking potentially to set up another armbar. He can go belly down.
He's going to go for the leg instead.
Oh, leg, yep.
But now you're turning yourself away from your opponent where Brito can start just hammering down, but he's got the leg.
Got a knee bar win
Less
as
than
well,
8
guys.
seconds.
This is his move.
Calf
He's got to
punch.
be able to hip into it, yeah.
Up easy, up easy. There we go.
2 rounds in the books between Diego Lopes and Joanderson Brito.
All right, let's take a look at some of the work. Brito, straight jab. He comes out strong with that early. And again, just times takedowns. Very powerful. But you see, Lopez almost gave him that takedown. He accepted it so that he could work off his back. And then this ground and pound, these elbows, these big shots. It sounded like somebody just punching cinder blocks out there.
You're waiting the rounds.
Fight Pass. Love the Fight More series. Glad there's going to be a season 2 coming up soon. Mutual respect there shown between Lopez and Brito.
Stop!
Oh,
Time! Right here.
Again, he's been warned.
yeah.
Do you have to take a point here?
One might think you would. That was a pretty bad one.
I mean,
We'll have to see on the replay.
There's another look.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah,
That pinky
that's-
was knuckle deep.
That went in.
You
It's
speak
not a-
Spanish? Interpreter.
And you can hear Chris
Please.
Tione asking for the
Please
interpreter.
only ask him exactly what she asks you to ask him and nothing else, okay?
Was he poked in the eye?
¿Te picaron el ojo, hermano?
Yes, he was.
Which eye?
¿Qué ojo? ¿Qué ojo fue?
Okay, can you open it?
¿Lo puedes abrir?
Can you open it?
Trata.
Can you? Can you?
Samahal, quiero seguir.
What's he
Quiero
saying?
seguir, pero no puedo venir con todos los lados, puta madre.
He has complications to see with the both eyes.
With
Okay.
both eyes.
Complications,
With
Okay.
both eyes.
Fuck!
So if they deem this
Give him a little
accidental,
time for
Absolutely.
spasm.
they could go to the
You
score.
want to give him that
If
that
they,
wet?
Ningún de los dos.
Do you have the wet
It's not
one?
wet.
Where's the
if
wet
it's a
one?
disqualification,
No puedo.
Yeah,
then
well,
obviously
Lopez.
Is it
yeah.
already
Lopez
wet?
wins.
There you go. You can give it to him and ask him to see if it
you want to
helps.
see if that helps?
Saying you can't see.
Put
Right.
that in his eye to see if that helps.
We're going to give it.
I know, I don't know.
And this is not a situation where you have 5 full minutes to recover. It's up to the doctor's discretion right now to decide to call it or not.
Yeah, I think a lot of people get confused. Sometimes they'll see our clock in the corner there, and that's just us letting you know how long this is going on. But it's not
Only
like
what
it's
she
not like a
says.
cup shot.
She said that they're gonna give him time. How many time he has?
That's up to us.
Okay, perfect.
Come here. Look at me. Open. Okay, no blood. Open.
And listen,
Okay.
even if this does become a
Please
DQ
ask him
win
if
for
the
Lopez,
water
this is not
on
how he
the-
wants to
on
go
the
with the contender.
towel
You know
help.
what I mean? This
God,
is
no.
¿El agua en la toalla?
Let's take one more look at the eye poke here.
No.
Ooh, man, it's a bad one.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he has been warned about that exact thing. This is over.
Oh,
My
goodness.
goodness, man. But
That's too bad.
what did they say? What was
Correct.
it?
I'm gonna take a
DQ?
Hold on. Hold on. Michael, 1 point, eye poke. 1 point, eye poke. 1 point, eye poke. Okay? Right over here.
And Lauren speaks Portuguese. If you
Thank you.
So what happened in round 3 will be part of the
30
judging.
seconds.
So
I
a
don't
30-second
remember what
round.
happened other than the eye poke.
I'm trying to recall myself.
Did any
'cause I've been
strikes
so
get
caught up in
thrown,
the eye
really, other than the eye poke?
I don't remember any heavy shots being
No,
landed
nothing
in the first 30
serious.
seconds of this round, but
I mean, how do you
a point deduction, Brito loses the round.
Spanish and Portuguese.
unless he won the round?
Right.
Then it's 9-9.
Well, true.
Well, so if somebody's got to win the
Right.
round.
No, you're right.
Can you
You're right.
tell him that we will take him in the back and do a good exam in the eyes?
I mean, most likely neither one of them will get a contract tonight
I don't assume anything anymore. on the
That's true.
Contender
Dana might
series.
say, all right, well, this is unfortunate, but
But I
I
saw
like
maybe
what I
enough.
saw. Yeah, that's true.
I mean, you mentioned it. Brito
Look great.
incredibly strong for a featherweight. But you tell me, once you get a warning, are you not more cognizant of that, or is that just a habitual type thing?
I think it's habitual, especially for example, that was never an issue for me, really, right? Because that's just not something I do a lot. But there are fighters that's just how they are in their stance and in their style. They're not trying to poke you in the eye. They just they keep their hands open as their guard. And I mean, you see guys like John Jones is always getting caught with it. DC's gotten it. It's just how guys fight. A lot of guys like to fight with open fingers. It's not that they're trying to poke anybody in the eye. It's just how they guard themselves. And we have open fingered gloves. So, I mean, it just makes it easy to do. That one was pretty egregious, though.
Ladies and gentlemen, we go to the judges' scorecards for a decision. All 3 judges score this bout 29-28 for your winner by technical unanimous decision, Joanderson Brito.
So he clearly was in control of the fight there.
Yes.
And they go to the judges' scorecards, and now you have to ask, okay, did he do enough? Did he do enough to get that contract?
Yeah, I mean, right, because there's a lot to consider. Dana and Sean and Mick, they're going to look at his resume. They're going to look how he performed, obviously, in those first 2 rounds. And also you've got to take into consideration who he's doing that against.
Right.
In somebody as talented as Lopez.
That's a great point. And for him he got out of at least 2, maybe 3 different relatively serious submission attempts from a guy that has 11 subs on his resume.
So crazy, man. And that's just sad for Brito, who was having a stellar performance. And also super unfortunate for somebody like Lopez, who is always a submission away from stealing that fight and taking the fight. And he gets a picture with the boss, so.